Bueno, pues nada, hoy es 7 de marzo del 2009, estamos aquí con Tommy Carruthers, por supuesto gracias a la amabilidad de Tommy que nos ha permitido que la podamos grabar en vídeo. Entonces, my first question is, what is JKD for Tommy Carruthers?
JKD for me, I would say, is the way I live my life, purely because I do this as a job. So, I train twice a day. In the morning I do punching, kicking and skill working. At night, before the class, I do my supplementary training, and then I finish my class. So JKD for me is the biggest chunk of my life, the biggest chunk of my week and my day. It's massive. If you're asking me what JKD is for me in the sense of the martial art, I would say I'm constantly striving to cut and reduce and refine the techniques. That's as basic as I can make it.
Since everyone has his or her own way, what are the differences between Bruce Lee's JKD and your JKD?
You know, I'm just doing the same techniques that Bruce taught when he was alive. So I would say maybe if Bruce had lived longer, he would have refined even further, and I have refined the stuff even further, and that's probably the difference. But it's the same punches and kicks, just that I've tried to refine it further than Bruce would have, because naturally he died 73 and you're still here today.
Could you tell us what's your involvement with the Bruce Lee Foundation? Other than seminars, do you represent them in some way, or do you have any other functions in there?
I think I've done up to now 2, maybe 3 demonstrations for the foundation. I've taught on a couple of occasions at some of the seminars, and I help them out with things like that if they want me to do it. They send me an email and I'm quite happy to help any way I can to try and promote Bruce's original version.
Do you feel a special affinity with any of the original Bruce Lee students, in particular regarding your evolution of the JKD, or do you consider yourself a kind of free soul? I mean, you follow your own lines and following your own path?
I think the 2 guys that really have influenced me the most and have taught me the most, I'd say, would be not in any order, Ted Moore and Jesse Cole. Jesse has taught me some stuff, but Jesse, I would probably say, is very good at giving advice and says, Tommy, I think you should move in this particular direction or that direction, because that's the direction that Bruce was moving. They're the 2 main guys, without a shadow of a doubt. I would say easily, as far as somebody who keeps Bruce's original, I would say Ted Moore, definitely. As far as somebody that understands Bruce's whole concept of fight, and who really understands fight in general, would be Jesse Cole, definitely Jesse Cole.
And do you think that JKD in a way means being free to follow your own path despite the fact that you have received some instruction, teaching?
I think Bruce, you know, he left the roadmap, as Ted Moore says. It's all there, all we've got to do is follow it. You know? That's it. All you do is just follow the roadmap that he left, and if you follow the roadmap that he left, then you can't go wrong. If you don't follow it and decide to add this and add that, it doesn't become JKD because it breaks all the principles. It goes over all the boundaries and resembles something that's what Bruce had intended his martial art to resemble.
Have you ever had to use your martial art in a straight situation? And so, do you remember which was the hardest confrontation of the fight? Did you ever have to fight for your life?
I've used JKD on numerous occasions, probably way back, maybe 20 years ago when I worked as a bouncer. You know, I worked in a dance club. I would say that the only 2 things that I've never used for real in some days, I've never finger jabbed anything in the eye, and I've never kicked anybody with a side kick in the knee, but I've knock people out with my lead punch, my back fist, hook punches, and kicked numerous amounts of people in the body with side kicks, and kicked the same amount of people with ground kicks. So I've used it for real.
And the philosophical side of the art was paramount for Bruce Lee in order to really grasp the essence of JKD. So how do you teach this aspect in your classes to your students, or how do you apply it?
I really think the whole philosophy thing is really just common sense. It's just common sense. You know, why use more when you can do the same thing with less? It's just common sense. Bruce was Chinese origin and he was quite philosophical, but when you read all the stuff that he took for different people, and he took it and adapted it, it's really just common sense. You look at it, to cut it all away to the bone, because the thing that I try and do with everything is to cut everything away and just look at it in the simplest form as I possibly can, strip everything away, and to me it's just common sense. That's it.
You have taken part in the filming of a TV show,
Yep.
in the making of a video game, and you have given seminars all around the world. So what's left for you to do? I mean, what would you like to do that you have yet to do, or what experience would you like to improve?
I think the thing that, you know, I've not done fully yet, I'd love to do is film, motion film, and really present Bruce's martial art in a movie. Even if it was just one movie was made, but the movie was made very, very hardcore, that people could see Bruce's martial art and they came away from watching the movie impressed with the martial art, but wondering when they see the fight scenes, that looked real, because these people looked as if they were really punched and kicked, and it looked brutal, but in the same sense, simple and very artistic, and that is my goal. That, if anybody asked me what is the thing you want to achieve, that would be it. The second thing is to try and educate people to Bruce's original martial art and bring it back in so they can move forward. I think Bruce's art has not moved forward in 30 years because so many people have added things to it and it doesn't seem to be moving forward. I think the only way it can move forward is through educate people and stripping things away, and then it will move forward.
Are there any projects or plans in that sense?
Well, I'm teaching people around the world, and hopefully I'm leaving them with the impression that, you know, they can continue their studies under me, and they can teach their groups what I've left, and hopefully this will keep going as more people become interested in Bruce's original martial art and they come and see me. I hope I can, do a good enough job to steer everybody in the right direction and through time. There's only one Jeet Kune Do.
How do you plan your training? I mean, what's your training routine on any given day?
Well, every day in the morning is basically the same thing I practice, punching and kicking. Some days I move forward, rapid moving forward, punches and kicks. Some days I retreat. Some days I advance and then retreat. Some days I retreat and advance. So everything must resemble a real confrontation. The punches and kicks must be full speed and full power. My training partner, feet and pads, must attack me at full speed. So I think if you do hundreds of different things, you'll never become good. If you pick the most important things and you totally drill them every single day, then you'll get results. It takes thousands and thousands of repetitions.
Of all the instructors around the world that you have met, who in your opinion are the most capable ones to carry on with the JKD legacy once the original Bruce Lee students are no longer with us? Because in a few years they eventually will be passing away. So when they are gone, who do you think are the ones more prepared to carry on with the legacy, the teaching?
You mean people like the same generation as myself? Other Jeet Kune Do guys like me? Second generation guys, there's no really any that jump out and stick out to me. I would say the standard of Jeet Kune Do is pretty bad. I would say a lot of people they teach JKD second generation, when I see it, it looks like bad boxing and watered down Wing Chun. Most people teach this Paksal, Lapsal, watered down Wing Chun. It looks terrible, and they pass that as JKD. All the things that Bruce practiced when he was alive, the lead punch, the back fist, the side kick, and the ground kicks, and everything. These things are the most difficult to be any good at. The hand before form is very difficult. The ability to move your feet in any direction is very difficult. So I think a lot of people that teach JKD don't want to teach their students this. One, because they can't do it or don't understand it, or two, because if they teach this, then they'll lose students, because these are the most difficult things to be any good at. But if you want to do Bruce's martial art, these are the things you should train.
In your opinion, which are the strongest and weakest point of the foundation in the last Bruce Lee legacy? What do you think they can do better in order to promote much better this image?
I think the foundation really try their best. I really think they do. I think Shannon tries her best. Maybe she could have more people giving her a hand, but that's talent. But I think she tries her best to try and, know people use her father's name, images, just willy-nilly. And she tries to keep it controlled, because at one time, every martial arts magazine you read the full name Bruce, and a lot of people were making a lot of money with every Bruce his name. So I think that they're trying their best to kind of pull things in, but it's going to take a long time.
It looks like almost every instructor out there always write a book on the way of JKD, or put together some instructional DVDs. Have you got any plans in this direction?
Really? If I wanted to write a book, I've got the resources to write a book, and maybe 6 months' time I could have a book. I'm not really interested. I prefer to go meet people, teach people, talk to them, listen and hear them. If you write a book, people can buy it, it's good. Do they fully understand what's in the book? I really don't think so. I think if you go and talk to them, there's many things that you teach them that you can never put in the book. I think it's valuable, for people with instruction rather than the book. It's okay, but there's no substitute for teaching people. I get a lot of enjoyment of actually going and teaching them.
Of all the fighters out there in any martial discipline, do you think is the ultimate fighter?
Ultimate fighter?
If there is something that can be called the ultimate fighter.
The only guy that ever stood out that I think is the ultimate fighter is Mike Tyson. If you could teach Mike Tyson JKD way back, he'd have been one of the best. He'd have beat any martial arts guy if he could kick and follow Bruce's original principles. I don't think anybody would touch Mike Tyson. All these different MMA guys and martial arts guys, Tyson's a killer, he would destroy everything. He was hardcore.
Yeah, well, and just to finish, what are your plans for the future?
Well, I've got a few seminars lined up this year with people that's interested, so I'll be doing that. I'm supposed to be going to Los Angeles in July to do one of robust martial arts movies with real films, so that'll be interesting. And hopefully, October, the foundation will be doing a seminar, and if they want me to demonstrate and teach, I'd be happy to do that. So that's what's hopefully the agenda for the rest of the year.
Thank you very much.
And,
so kind.
Thanks.
Thanks. Gracias a nosotros.
Okay, cheers. Okay.